What's up, YouTubers? Johnny DIY here. Today we are going to be mending a fence. Specifically, we're going to be replacing one of the fence rails. If you guys are new to this channel, please do me a favor and click the subscribe and the bell so you can get all my new videos. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, so these are the fence rails, the stringers that go across from your posts. And as you can see, this one's pretty loose. The boards are coming off and the wood's really rotten. So what we're first going to do is we'll come around to the other side where the pickets are nailed and screwed in, and we're going to start taking off the fasteners, and this has nails, so you're going to have to get a little pry bar. I'll put some links in the description to the tools and supplies I use. Careful not to damage the pickets too much. These little magnetic trays are great when you're working on the fence to put your screws and nails in, keep track of them. Now we can come back over to the other side. So what we're going to do is just pry them off, get those nails out. This one's really rotten, so I could just lift it away. There we go. We'll bust out the other side too. There we go. Alright, so I went ahead and took all the pickets off, and these old fence projects, they're always a can of worms. This top stringer looked good on the outside, but as you can see on this side, it's got this fungus that starts attacking the wood and eating it, and you can just hit it with your little pry bar and you can feel the wood is just soft and it's starting to get eaten away. It's only probably another year that this would be totally rotted out. So I'm going to go ahead and take this one off too and replace it. Alright, now let's go ahead and measure for the new rails, and I'm going to put them between the posts, so we're going to measure between the two posts where we're going to mount it, 93.5, and measure the bottom one too because they'll be different, 92. Alright, so now a little tip before you install the rails is you're going to want to install the crown of the wood up. And what the crown is basically is just the curve. If you look down a 2x4, there's going to be a natural bow in it, and this one, the top, this one's like that. So if you were installing it flat like this, you would want this side up, the crown up, so that the weight, when it's on the fence, it'll be even itself out. If you were to put the crown down, it would be like this, like a smiley face, and then it would just end up drooping a lot. You would see that big droop in the wood. But since we're going to be installing them sideways, we're going to need to find the crown on these sides. And this is the crown, so we'll just write crown on it, and then we know that this part is going to be facing up. Alright, so I went ahead and screwed in the bottom one. Let's do the top one together. And a little tip is, if you're doing this alone especially, go ahead and get yourself a scrap piece of wood, screw it in, down 3.5 inches where we're going to be. Now we can rest it on that board, making sure our crown is up. We'll go ahead and stick our level on there, and we'll just get it just right, and then we can screw in another one of those boards on the side. Okay, so we're going to drill 2 holes like this on this side into the post, pre-drill them, and we're going to want to avoid putting any screws or nails like right here into the post. You don't want to do any on top, because what's going to happen is it's going to rain and it's going to provide a little puddle, the nail or screw right here, and it's just going to rot this wood really quick right there. So we'll just do 2 on the side like this, and then we'll come around to the other side and we'll do 1 in the middle. And if you've got countersink bits, go ahead and use that, but if not, just go ahead and use a small one and then a large one like this. We'll give somewhere for the head to seat. Alright, let's go ahead and drive in 3-inch screws now. And I recommend using these Torx head ones. They make it a lot easier. You don't have to worry about stripping the heads like regular ones. Now I like to paint these rails with some good primer, and then I usually do a top coat of like a brown or something. It helps them last a little longer, especially if you just get like Douglas fir 2x4s. Redwood ones will last longer, but they are more of an investment. Okay, let's put the pickets on. Now you're going to want to level the side like this. You're going to want to make sure it's perfectly level, especially the first one you do, because if you're using new wood, I recommend butting them right up against each other really tight, because new wet wood is going to shrink a lot and then you're going to end up having a gap anyways, so you want that gap to be as small as possible. And then every 5 or so pickets you're going to want to check the level to make sure you're not going out of level. And if you're using old pickets like me, I definitely recommend pre-drilling to help prevent splitting of these old pickets. Alright, I finished it up just as the sun was setting. If you guys liked this video and you thought it was helpful, give it a thumbs up. Do me a favor and click the subscribe and the bell so you can get all my new videos. Thanks for watching Jonny DIY, guys. Keep on doing it yourself. Take care.